Thank you all for coming this afternoon. Today I'm going to persuade you to think about organ donation. On January 20th, 2006, I received some of the worst news of my life. My dad had received a gunshot wound to his head and was feared not to survive. It was one of the most devastating moments of my life. I had a lot of thoughts running through my head, none of which were of organ donation. I mostly just wanted to scream and cry. But then, on the long drive to Spokane from Whidbey Island, Washington, I received a call that I may not have been ready for. It was from Life Center Northwest, an organ procurement organization, or OPO, for the Washington, Montana, Alaska, and Northern Idaho region. They wanted to know if they could go ahead and start with the organ donation process, because they saw from my dad's license that he was a donor. And of course, because he was no longer married and I was the oldest child, it was my decision to make. What was I supposed to say to that? Here I was, driving in the middle of the night with my husband and toddler, not even close to being able to say goodbye to him myself, and they were asking if they could start cutting him up. Considering, though, that my dad did not have any medical insurance, and they said that Life Center would take over all medical bills, I said yes. That was my story, and there are many more out there just like it. Organ donation can be a very hard decision to make, but I guarantee it would be a decision that you won't regret. It is the most healing decision for donor families and a blessing to thousands of people in our country. According to the Life Center Northwest website, researched on November 6, 2008, there are more than 1,500 people in the Northwest and nearly 100,000 men, women, and children nationwide that are currently in the need of life-saving organ transplants. Every 13 minutes, another person is added to the National Organ Transplant waiting list. An average of 18 people dies each day from the lack of available organs. Here I have a diagram that shows how many people are waiting for each type of organ. So why should a person be an organ donor? Are there any cons in doing so? Well, the answer is simple. It's something positive that can come out of the death of a loved one. And according to the Donate Life Today website, one person can save or enhance up to 60 lives through organ and tissue donation. 60. But even with this, people still do have concerns. Will my religion agree with it? Well, most major religions in the U.S. do support organ donation and actually see it as a final act of love and generosity towards others. Another question, will my body look different? Will it prevent me from having an open casket funeral? During organ donation, your body is treated with the utmost respect. It is just like any other surgical procedure, so yes, you can still have an open casket funeral if you or your family wanted. Finally, will my family have to pay for the cost of the procedure? And that answer is no. There is no cost for organ donation for the donor's family. Most times, even all other medical costs are assumed by the donation organization if need be. Now, I'm not here to tell you what to do with you or your loved one's body. It's a personal decision to make. I simply want to show how the benefits outweigh any possible cons there might be. It can save or enhance up to 60 people per organ donor. Most religions agree with it, and you're still able to have an open casket funeral. It costs nothing to the donor's family. After your loved one is passed, Life Center Northwest and other organ donation companies is really good about keeping in touch with the donor families, such as letters, handprints of your loved one, and even a book that I have here, and a memory box. that you can use to keep your loved one's possessions. I also have a letter here from a 56-year-old woman from Oregon who received my dad's lungs. She had been on the list since November of the year before and suffered from COPD and asthma for many years. This is her letter. Dear donor family, I am the lung recipient. My name is Gail. I'm a 56-year-old white female. I was a nurse for 32 years and worked around some chemicals which I feel increased my COPD and asthma. I live in Oregon. I have 3 daughters, a set of twins who are 34, and a 30-year-old. They all live about an hour from me. I have 2 grandsons. One lives in Vancouver, Washington, and one an hour south of where I live. I started my pre-transplant tests 1.5 years prior to being placed on a list. After a few hospital visits, I finally got on the list 11/5 of 05. I received a call from the hospital 1/21/06. And received my new lungs 1/22/06. Since then, my breathing has been good, and I'm so happy and thankful to be able to have a normal life without shortness of breath and no oxygen. I'm now able to play with my grandsons, get out of the house, and go shopping and travel to see my parents back in the Midwest. I want to thank you for the gift you have given me and my family. What a blessing it's been. I hope we can talk or even meet someday. Hope to hear from you, Gail. Oh my God, I'm sorry. So, as I said before, when my dad died, organ donation was not something that I was really sure about. But I definitely don't regret it. So, if this situation ever arises in your life, what decision will you make?